Welcome back to Locked In, your favorite podcast. Yeah, welcome back. We're going to be doing another video based around us. This is probably the last one we're going to do where we focus solely on us. We'll definitely delve into more subjects as we make more podcasts, but I think we'll go through some extra stuff about us right now, and then in future podcasts, dive into all the other stuff that we discussed. So, to start this one, I want you to tell me a bunch of stuff about you that I don't know and the podcast doesn't know.
I feel like most things you'll know, but I'll tell everyone else. They already know how old I am and everything like that. I guess what I wanted to do this time was talk a little bit about our hobbies and things that we like, and kind of get to know each other a little bit more so for the listeners and the watchers, obviously.
Yeah. I'm obviously going to learn things about you today, though.
I don't know.
I reckon I will.
I mean, I surprised myself before. I realised that I have a training certificate, which I forgot about. So I have a Cert 3 in, I think it's a Cert 3 in training. Also, for people that are watching, yes, I am wearing pyjama pants. I just want to be comfortable.
It's
okay.
a pretty cash household.
I will always be in PJs if I can.
You can make that a thing. Pajama pant podcast.
PJ podcast. Vibe.
That's a great time.
Yes.
Okay, we'll do that. That'll become a thing.
Maybe we should get like matching onesies.
I've done it. I'd do that. No, I'd do that.
I think that'd be cool.
I think that would be cool.
Okay, watch this space.
So I don't know anything about this training certificate.
So I did a training cert when I was at Macca's because I was a manager.
Yeah.
Don't ask me what it was. I can't actually remember, but I just found out because I messaged a friend before this that it apparently it's RTO'd, so I can use that somewhere else, which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
But you also have training certificates.
I do. I've got a Cert 4 training and assessing, and I'd be very interested to find your certificate because depending on what it has on it, a lot of people don't know this, but I think a training and assessing certificate is like, I think everyone should get one because just learning that training and assessing scene, you learn how you can find other qualifications. If you want to be a naturopath, naturopath's probably not a good example, but if you want to be like an exercise physiologist, what certificate do you need for that? Like, who knows?
Yeah,
Google
no idea.
exercise physiologist, and then courses, it'll give you like a code. What does that code mean? What does that legally allow you to do in the workplace? Whereas if you go to training.gov, you can find all that out. And it's not until I got my TAE that I learned all that. So I'd be very interested after this podcast for us to hunt down that certificate of yours.
Yeah, I mean, I know I have it on my resume, but
Yeah.
never used it, clearly, just like my business degree. So I studied a Bachelor of Business, majoring in Management and minoring in Marketing at QT, and I graduated in 2016. Before that, I did a Event Management degree, which I did for a year. Wasn't my thing. And then did Creative Industries. The least creative person, as you would now know. I can't do anything to save my life, creative-wise.
What is educate me. What is Creative Industries?
We had to like do screenwriting and filming and
Okay.
come up with a movie idea.
Really?
Like, I don't know. So that lasted 6 months.
Did they give you ways to be creative? Like how?
No.
Like, you don't just get
No.
really nothing.
But these people were like artsy.
Okay.
Like your typical, like, not stereotyping here, but like artsy weirdos.
Artsy
That's
Okay.
I did not fit in
Wow,
there.
shots fired. Artsy weirdos.
So I did all of that while working full time at Macca's and then Suncorp as well.
Okay. So hang on, you were at Macca's and you were studying that stuff, and then as you moved into Suncorp,
I was still doing my degree, so I was working full time, studying full time.
Okay, working full time, studying full time. Geez, that would have been full on.
Yeah, it was. I would literally study while I was a teller. So like I'd have customers come in, take money out, and then in between those transactions I'd be studying and like doing assignments.
Oh, that's fucked.
Yeah. But we got there.
You
I
got there.
graduated, so that's the main thing.
Excellent. Do you have anything that you think you'd like to study?
I've thought about like nutrition and dietetics and things like that before. Just not 100% sure what I want to do.
I think we both have issues with our eating. Me being on the health side, you being on what works for your body. So I think that would benefit both of us if you did that. So that'd be really convenient if you could hurry up and
just do that.
just go about that. That'd be great.
I mean, it would give us more options food-wise, because another thing for me, which you obviously would be aware of, I'm a pescatarian, so I only eat fish, and that's vegetables, really. I mean, calamari doesn't count. And that one time that I had bacon.
And what was it? Was it delicious?
It was so good.
But why don't you eat meat?
I've been veggie for 5 years. I also did vegan for a month last year. I don't eat meat because of the animals.
Yeah,
I watched a lot of documentaries, and I just don't agree with it.
But fish can go fuck themselves.
Oh, look, it's only been, how long do you reckon? Like the last maybe 3 or 4 months?
Yep.
Maybe
6 months.
Maybe 6.
Yep.
But yeah, so that's another thing. We're actually going to do a video about what it's like for Aiden to date a pescatarian, and food-wise, and also what it was like for him dating a vegan.
Yeah, for the month of January in 2020, you decided that you were going to be a vegan for that month. We were on a getaway, which the food that we received was limited.
Yeah.
I ended up eating a lot of the stuff that was supposed to be on your plate.
The best croissants, remember those? Oh my sweet lord.
Yep.
And the yogurt.
But there was animal products in those, obviously. Yeah, the yogurt was
It's so good. Mulaney Dairy, shout out.
Yeah, so we were
So
on a
good.
holiday in Mulaney. We just spent the New Year's break over there. We stayed up in a retreat in the mountains of
It was
Mulaney.
very nice. That was our first holiday together.
It was, and yeah, I got to eat all the food. It was great.
Anyway, so that's a little bit about me. A couple of things.
Well, my eating, just to piggyback off your topic, my eating is trash.
It is trash.
I eat anything and everything. I can wake up and have a sausage roll for breakfast, Macca's for lunch, and pizza for dinner if I wanted.
And look at him. Are you joking? If I ate that, I'd be the size of a bloody house.
When was the last time I missed a day at the gym?
Maybe last week sometime.
Whoa!
But
Think
no,
about it.
but this is one of your hobbies. You're not going to miss it, which is fair. And I think it's something that we do together, which is nice.
Yeah.
Me less than you.
I didn't miss a day last week. I never miss a day.
There have been sometimes. You're going to miss on Tuesday.
No, I won't.
We're going to yoga.
Yeah, I'll get a workout in though.
Okay. Well, anyway, so tell us about that.
About my hobby.
Yes. What hobbies do you have?
Well, actually coming from another thing that we spoke about, my accident, that was actually what got me into the gym. Did I ever tell you that?
Yes.
So, for those of you that don't know, in 2012, I was run over by a forklift.
Crazy. We're also doing a video about that.
So I was working in a freezer. The freezer was negative 20 degrees. The cold room was your standard cold room. It was around 3 degrees. I was standing outside it, and a forklift reversed out through big freezer curtains. If you've never seen freezer curtains, they're just... You've seen freezer curtains? How would you describe them?
I don't know. We had different things at Macca's.
It's like big rubber, but it's like a clear plasticky rubber that you can sort of see through, but depending on how dirty they are, it's
just
really
Google
difficult to
it.
see through. Yeah, Google it. It's a good idea. Basically, the forklift came reversing out of there and hit me while I was on a ramp, and from there, the physio signed me up at the gym, and I used to just drink pretty much every day. I wouldn't call myself an alcoholic, because as soon as I found something else to do, like go to the gym, I kind of just started doing that instead. It was kind of more of I had real no goals or ambitions. And then I started going to the gym because the physio wanted me to, and then I found that, I would go there and I would do a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and then I'd go back and I'd see other people lifting heavier, and I'd want to lift what they're lifting, so I would try to lift heavier, and then every week I was like, I get better and better at this the more I do this, and then I just got obsessed. I weighed 48 kilos when I came out of hospital.
It's less than me.
It's less than you. And now I weigh just shy of 80. So,
it's a good obsession, though.
yeah, it's not the most unhealthy of obsessions.
The other obsession that you have is Jujutsu.
Jujutsu. I love
And
Jujutsu.
Joe Rogan. We should add that in there. That's
It's a guilty pleasure. If you know, you know. Yeah, Jujutsu. I found through. I was always interested in several forms of martial arts. I love Muay Thai. I think it's the best style of striking, and I in terms of where, if you can decide where a fight takes place, then I just think you're far safer in any kind of interaction. And then Jujutsu being the ground art, I started doing it and I fell in love with it. I'm obsessed. I won't go on anymore because I could.
He will go on for hours, people.
Hours.
Another thing I think that you said about your surgery, so we're going to talk about that in a different episode, but also my surgery.
Yes.
So you didn't know me beforehand, but not last year, 2019, I actually had a nose job and I had my ears pinned back as well. So rhinoplasty and an otoplasty.
Is that what they're called?
Yeah.
There you go. I didn't know that.
It was in July or August 2019.
So how long between you feeling recovered from that? Because obviously when you came out of that surgery, you would have been...
Oh, it was awful.
Yeah, you were puffy.
Not as bad as I thought, to be honest.
Your face was like very puffy, bruised, and all that sort of stuff. How long after? So, at whatever point you would call recovered, like no longer swollen. You can go out and about. Everything feels right. You can wear sunglasses, all that sort of stuff.
So I had the bandages on for a week,
yeah,
and then I got them taken off after that. I still had pain. My nose didn't fully settle for a year.
Okay.
But, I mean, you can wear things pretty much straight away. I couldn't go to the gym for, I think it was up to 6 weeks. So you're not really allowed to do anything too strenuous because obviously if blood rushes too much to your nose or your ears, there could potentially be a problem. So I kind of just played it pretty cool for a while. I did have to wear like a little bandage thing over my nose for, I think it was like a month after. So I'd just go out with it on because it was just clear. So it was fine. But yeah, best thing I ever did. We're going to talk about that probably maybe in the same video, if not in another one, because I always wanted to get it done. And I remember looking for things, trying to find information and other people's experiences on it, and yeah, that was really helpful. So. And
someone just messaged you recently about that.
They did, yeah.
So
they found me on Instagram, which was nice.
Somebody found your
surgeon.
The post from your surgeon. And were you tagged in it, or were you in the comments?
I'm not sure.
You're not sure? And they messaged you and asked you about it. So
yeah.
that's nice.
Well, that's nice. So yeah, that's a little bit more about that. What else? Traveling. So we were meant to go to Dubai together last March, which would have been Aiden's first overseas trip, because he hasn't done any traveling.
I spent way too much time working.
Yeah, and it's just sad, obviously, now we don't know when we're going to go away. But me, on the other hand, I've done quite a bit. So I've been to Bali, I've been to Europe, I've been to New Zealand, I've travelled a little bit around Australia as well. And I did go on a cruise, but I don't remember where the places were for my mum's wedding. Yeah, so that's on our list.
Definitely on the to-do list.
Yeah.
I've been to lots of places I've been to lots of rural Australian places.
Places I'd never heard of.
Yeah.
Moranbah, where the hell is that?
Yeah, I've been to, if it's a town in Queensland or New South Wales.
You've been there.
I might have been there. There's a good chance I've been there. I've been to a lot of places, mostly for work. I also work as a firefighter for LRM. We service mine sites, not just mine sites, but mostly mine sites out in the middle of nowhere where we look after their land. We either burn it when it's due to be burnt, or we put the fires out on those.
Oh, your other thing, aren't you a reptile handler?
Yeah, so I have a spotter catcher license, which allows me, when I'm at fires, it allows me to relocate the animals that we find. It's a great photo of me on Instagram.
With the BR snake.
The 7-foot python, yeah.
It's creepy, not a fan.
You can check that out on my Instagram, Lock87.
Who doesn't even really use Instagram?
Who doesn't use Instagram? Because I don't like Instagram.
Meanwhile, I'm a bit addicted.
But I've taken Instagram up for the purpose of the podcast, so we'll continue to do that.
Shout out to the podcast.
Yeah, what is it? Locked
in.
_ locked in.
Yeah. I get that's probably about it. The only other thing would be any siblings.
I have a sister who I recently have spoken to more.
And how old is she?
Than I ever have. She's 3 years younger than me, so that make her 27.
So she's my age.
She's your age. I'm not sure what she does for work at the moment. She went to Canada and worked as a ski slope like instructor or something for a while, and now she's back. She came back during the whole COVID thing.
I'm yet to meet her.
Yeah.
Hopefully soon.
Also, just reached out to me, Dad.
Yeah, it's been a big couple of weeks. That's a big
It's
achievement there.
It's a big thing.
Yeah, and I have 2 half siblings. I've got a sister and a brother who is, they're 17 and 13.
Sister's 17, brother's 13.
So they've just started grade 12 and grade 8, which is very exciting, very proud. We both come from separate
mothers.
No, I was going to say we both, like you and I, both come from separated families.
Yeah.
That's something that we have in common. And we worked out today, we both also have in common that we broke our left arm.
Yeah, I broke my wrist. Yeah, when I was like 18
I had an
or something.
ugly as fuck
17,
yellow
18.
cast. It was 1999 on Christmas Eve. I fell off the monkey bars.
Right before the Y2K.
The what?
The Y2K. Where it clocked over to year 2000.
Ah.
1999, December.
Yeah.
You never heard of Y2K?
No.
When this podcast is over, I'm going to educate you.
This happens often. So yeah, that's another...
Is there anything else specifically about you and me that you want to dive further into?
I can't think of anything. I struggle. You ask me this question every podcast, and I'm always like, I don't know.
All right, well, I reckon we wrap it up. Let's try not to make it too long. We can make them longer in the future, but I think we'll try and keep it short for these.
Yep.
So thank you very much for listening. If you made it this far through, please feel free to leave comments wherever you found them. If it was YouTube, I don't think you can leave comments on Spotify or anything like that, but definitely hit the follow if you are listening on Spotify or Apple.
And check out our Instagram.
Yes.
You can always send us a message on there.
Yeah, message there. You can message us there. You can message us on, or leave comments on YouTube. Make sure to hit the subscribe button if you do follow us in any of those places. So without further ado, I think that's
we'll see you next week for the PJ podcast.
We're doing PJs every week, are we?
I reckon.
All right, well, listen.
It's a vibe.
All right, excellent. We'll do it then.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.